Coming from a small country town, it's amazing to see how far I made it. You know, coming from a town called Valdosta, Georgia. You know what I mean? And the interesting thing about my journey is everybody in my family, they do music. You know, my mom does. I started off playing the drums at church, right? While my mom, she played the organ, and I played right beside her. And you know, I have just uncles, aunties. Pretty much everybody in my whole family does music, right? Now, here's the thing. When I grew up in a small country town called Valdosta, Georgia, I didn't really do good in school. You know, all I ever wanted to do was music, right? So I pretty much made C's, D's, and F's my whole time, right? Which is very interesting because all the school districts that failed me, they pretty much want me to come back and speak. But here's the thing. I was one of those lucky people to just know what I wanted to do in life. I wanted to do music, right? I'm a musician, right? I play the drums, I play the organ, I played in tons of churches, like I said, growing up. But here's the thing. I went in band, I went in jazz band. I played for choirs. I played for Pentecostal churches, Church of God in Christ, evangelistic churches. And I didn't know which way I wanted to go with music. I already knew I was going to do music. So I didn't care about history class or anything. I already knew I was destined to be great within music. I just didn't know what path under that umbrella of music I wanted to take. And I remember I had a neighbor named Dante or D-Boy. And I remember as an artist, you know, he always had a producer making his beats. Now at the time, he was just a local Valdosta like artist or whatever. He lived right down the street from me while I lived in the same town. And I remember that he was dropping good music, building a buzz around Valdosta, Georgia. But I was playing the drums and organ, I think at the church, right? But I always wanted to get into music production, but I never did, right? I never bought the equipment. I never really got into it. It was just something I wanted to do. You know, I was exploring. And I remember one day he said, yo, come over here and make a beat on the keyboard. I think he had like a Phantom at the time, I believe. I think that's why I'm in love with Phantoms as a producer, the Phantom keyboard. And he was like, yo, make a beat on here. And that was the first time I made a beat. Now remember, I already knew how to play the keyboard. So I was like, you know what? Let me try this. Let me try this out because I think I'm better than his current producer. And long story short, I made the beat and then I was like done. It took me like maybe 25, 30 minutes because I had to learn how to program it. And after that, he handed me $100 bill. Now, at the time, I was flipping burgers at McDonald's. So I knew how many hours I had to put in just to make that $100 that I made in 30 minutes. And at that time, that's when I said, I'm gonna be a record producer. This is what I wanna do. If it was this easy for me to make this $30, I made $100 in 30 minutes. If it's that easy, then this is what I wanna do for the rest of my life. But here's the problem. There's no record labels. I'm in a small bullshit town, living with my ex-girlfriend, working at, McDonald's, you know what I mean? Like I have a GED at the time. I don't even have a high school diploma. Remember, I failed. Actually, they failed me twice. So then the question is, how the fuck am I gonna make it in music? The odds are against me. You know what I mean? Like I could slang these beats around this city for $100, but now I wanna make it big, right? But there's no opportunity. But here's the thing, I never gave up on my dream, right? As I was flipping burgers at McDonald's, even then, I knew I was better than everybody else there. I just couldn't prove it, but I knew that that was the end of their life and that was just the beginning of mine. That was just a stepping stone, right? Like, you gotta know that you're the shit before you become the shit. Being a platinum artist starts in your mind before it shows up in your on the Billboard charts. Being a millionaire starts in your mind before it shows up in your bank account. So, me getting that $100, that boosted my confidence. And I was like, this is what I'm gonna do, but I don't know how I'm gonna do it. And I went through so much trying to make it, because at the end of the day, the only person that really supported me was my mom. But there was only so much that she could do, let me practice making beats in a garage, or, there's only so much she could do. But if you're watching this, here's the thing. You may be in this same position where the person that you're sleeping with is not even reposting your music. You have limited support. There's no record labels or A&Rs around you. And your dream is bigger than your pockets, right? I was in that same situation. And long story short, this is the record that changed my life, this Swag Surfing record that I produced. And when I look at this plaque, which, by the way, this is an outdated plaque. I think it's double or triple platinum now. I gotta go to RIAA certified and get the updated plaque. But I like this original one, even if when I go get it, I like this one because it shows me that you should never give up on your dreams. Because even flipping burgers at McDonald's, I knew all of this was gonna happen. Now, I got plaques in my studio, I got plaques here, I got plaques all around. I even got plaques I haven't even, went and got yet, right? 40 Billboard hits to be exact. But none of that really means anything. What means something to me is the fact that I actually made it from a small country town because of the mindset. I didn't let anything hold me back. I didn't let any relationship hold me back at the time. I didn't let any friendship hold me back at the time. I kept moving forward, right? I just followed my dream, no matter when I didn't have any money, no matter if through my ups or downs, right? Because life is going to punch you in the face. You're going to go through things. That's why I always say in life, you get tests before you get blessed. And I just wanted to shoot this quick video because you may be watching this as an artist and you may be, again, in the same situation. And I'm telling you, don't give up, because nowadays people they have a weak will. You know what I'm saying? Like they're doom scrolling all day. They're listening to the news, and it's kind of messing up your mind. So when it comes to your goals, dreams, and desires as an artist, producer, songwriter, whatever you do in music or in life, whatever that dream is, I'm telling you that you got to keep moving forward. Buy courses, buy mentorship, go on YouTube and watch the blueprints, study the people that are already at the top of where you want to be so you can emulate it. But most importantly, you got to understand that you got to go through it to get to it, right? That's super important. You got to go through it to get to it. You got to go through the fire. Yes, this shit's going to be hard. Yes, your family and friends are not going to support you. They're going to look at it as a fucking pipe dream. Yes, you're going to be a lone wolf trying to make it. That's why you need to get mentorship. That's why you need to be around like-minded individuals, right? That's why you need to leave your hometown. You see what I'm saying? I had to leave. I had to cut friends off. I had to get rid of people I was dating to keep my mind sharp, because it wasn't their dream. It's my dream. It was given to me. You get what I'm saying? So again, don't let anything stop you. If you're watching this, whatever that dream is, don't let anything stop you or hold you back from your dream, right? Turn your gift into a passion. Everybody has a gift. Obviously, if you're watching this, you're more likely a recording artist. But my point is, everybody has a gift. And that gift and that passion could be turned into a paycheck. But here's the thing, you got to go through the fire. Don't run to church, go through the fire, right? I'm not saying church is bad. I grew up in church, but my point is, people run to meditation, rocks, mystical things, church, spiritual. They cover up fear with traditional things to do instead of just stepping up to the plate and moving forward. They run to gyms and, I'm gonna hold these crystals, and then I'm gonna take this cross, and then I'm gonna do some meditation breathing, and then Tinkerbell is gonna come down and then touch me with some oil and put a cross on my. That's you running away, and you're wasting time. That's you not wanting to go through the pain to get to the end of the rainbow so you can get your pot of gold. I'm saying no matter what you're doing, no matter what your goal is in life, keep pushing forward no matter what. Don't let nobody's opinion, no relationship, cut the toxic friends out your life. Consume content that is going to uplift your frequency, uplift your spirit. Consume content that's going to get you to your goals, dreams, and desires. And I don't know why this was on my mind. I was like, yo, let me just do a quick video on this before I head out of town. But if you're watching this, you're an artist, producer, you want to learn how to grow your streams, grow your fan base, grow your income, click the link below, get into my private community. It's called Platinum Level University, where you could be around like-minded individuals and plus getting coached by me so you could get to your dreams. Mentorship is the only way, or else you're just gonna waste time and money trying to figure the shit out yourself. Get the help that you need to take your career to the next level. And even if you don't get into it, it's fine. But I do want you to remember this before I get off. Don't be scared of the pain, because on the other side of pain is the reward. Fall in love with pain. Fall in love with going through shit, right? Fall in love with it. Everybody at the top went through something. And everybody at the top stands on the shoulder of their team and their mentor. I'll see you in Platinum Level University, and I'll see you on the next video.